Good morning, everyone. My name is Vashini Chandrasekhar. I am from course SFMD 108301. Today, I want to present about Marks and Spencer in China to stay or live. Marks and Spencer entered China aiming to tap into its growing middle class and demand for Western brands. However, the company struggled due to poor regulation, supply chain issues, low brand awareness, and intense competition. Despite efforts to adapt, including joining e-commerce platforms, MS failed to gain traction. By 2016, the company had to decide whether to stay in the market or due to continue the underperformance. Question 1. What were the key factors that led Marks and Spencer to enter the Chinese market? Firstly, targeting a high growth market, MS aimed to expand into markets with high growth potential. Secondly, pursuit of international expansions. As part of its international expansion strategy, MS sought to establish flagship stores in global cities. Shanghai is an international business hub. Thirdly, growing middle class in China. The case notes that China has had a bargaining middle class with increasing disposable income, making its prime target for MS offering of premium clothing and food products. Number four, moderning Chinese retail sector. China's retail environment was modernizing rapidly with the growth of shopping malls and shift towards the modern consumer. Lastly, demand for the Western brands, which is Chinese consumers were increasingly drawn to the Western brands. Question 2. What were the initial strategies and approaches adopted by MS to establish its presence in China? Firstly, opening a flagship store in Shanghai. MS entered China in 2008 with a large flagship store on West Nanjing Road in Shanghai. Secondly, direct entry via wholly owned subsidiary. MS entered the Chinese market with a local partner, choosing to establish a wholly owned subsidiary. Thirdly, emphasis on British heritage and global brand image, which is MS aim to leverage its British identity and global reputation for quality. Fourthly, limited localization. Initially, MS made a very few changes in its marketing strategy to suit local preferences. Lastly, attempt to replicate UK store experience. MS attempt to replicate in UK store experience in China, including layered product range and service approach. Question 3. What were the challenges faced by MS in the Chinese market? Firstly, lack of the localization. MS failed to adapt its product offering to suit Chinese consumer preferences, such as clothing sizes and styles were based on the UK standards. Secondly, inefficient supply chain. Products were sourced mainly from the UK, leading to long lead times, high logistic costs, stock shortage, or overstocking. Thirdly, weak e-commerce strategy, which is MS entered e-commerce late in the market that was already high digital. Number four, strong competition. MS faced intense competition from well-established global retailers like H&M, Zara, and Uniqlo. Lastly, branding and marketing misalignment. Marketing campaigns failed to build emotional connection with the local shoppers. Question 4. How did MS adapt its strategies to address these challenges? Firstly, entry into e-commerce platforms. MS joined Tmall in 2012 to improve digital presences and reach to a wider audience. Secondly, store regulation and closes. MS underperforming stores and relocate some to better retail logistics with higher foot traffic. Thirdly, organization changes attempted to strengthen local management teams and give them more operational responsibility. Number four, brand awareness campaign. Launch marketing efforts to build a recognition and educate Chinese consumers on MS heritage and quality focus. Food focus strategy. In days later, MS considered focusing more heavily on food retail, which has shown some promise. Number five, draw the SWOT analysis table and include the analysis of MS based on the each factors. Firstly, the strengths are MS strong brand image and heritage, high quality products, experience in international retailing and multi-category product offering. The weakness is poor understanding of Chinese consumer preferences, lack of localization, weak brand recognition. The opportunities are increasing demand for high quality and foreign goods, expansion of digital commerce, potential to reposition with local firms. The threats are intense to competition from retailers, rapidly changing fashion trends and consumer behavior, cultural regulatory barriers. Question 6. What were the alternatives considered by MS regarding its presence in China? Firstly, stay and restructure the business. MS considered staying in China and improving its business by modeling by restructuring operations. Secondly, exit the Chinese market. This will mean closing all non-physical stores and ceasing operations. Thirdly, shift to the digital strategy, which is MS had already launched online stores on Alibaba's Tmall in 2012 and JD.com in 2015. Number four is from strategic partnership. MS recognized that entering China independently had limited its ability to understand and respond to the local market. Lastly, relocate or expand beyond Tier 1 cities. MS focused heavily on Shanghai and few other first-tier cities. Question number 7. What were the lessons that other multinational companies can learn from MS experience in China? Firstly, understand local consumer preferences. MS failed to adapt its clothing styles and sizing to Chinese consumer preferences. Secondly, effective localization is essential. MS operate in a UK-centric mindset, offering products and store layers that did not resonate with Chinese consumers. Thirdly, e-commerce is a critical success factor. MS was late in embracing e-commerce and digital retail in China, where companies were driving through in online platforms like Tmall and JD.com. Number four, strong supply chains are fundamental. MS struggled with inefficient logistics and a weak supply chain, leading to the higher cost. Lastly, choosing a right entry strategy matters. MS chose to enter China through a wholly owned model, which limited its local knowledge and adaptability. Question 8. How can MS leverage its experience in China to improve its operation in other international? Firstly, understand the importance of market knowledge. MS lack a deep understanding of Chinese consumer preferences, especially in fashion, sizing, and trends. Secondly, adapt to the local preference. MS offer UK style appear in China which did not align with the local state of its. Thirdly, strengthen supply chain and logistics. Inefficient in China supply chain contribute to high operation costs. Number four, utilize e-commerce early and effectively. MS was slow to capitalize on China's booming e-commerce environment, falling behind digital side competitors. Lastly, local partnership can be valued. MS entered in China independently, lacking local partnership that could have guided culture alignment. That's all from me. Thank you.